everyone, welcome to another Chew Chat. I am Justine Dorn, and this is...
Ron Rayfield.
And these are...
Potato cakes.
Potato cakes from 1796, American Cookery. Actually, the first cookbook published in the United States by Amelia Simmons, who signed herself off on this book as by Amelia Simmons, an American orphan, which sounds awfully sad.
Right.
And you know what else is sad? This dish is sad. I've tried it, Ron has not. Okay, so on the Chew Chats, we review these historical dishes for better or for worse. Sometimes they're not good, but hey, it's not my recipe.
Like the shrimp pie last week.
Okay, I actually really like that one, but this one is not good. I did not care for it. It's the same with modern recipes. You buy a really beautiful cookbook and you think everything in there is going to be so great. You try a recipe out in there and you realize that sounded really good on paper, but actually it is not edible. And this is not good. It's potatoes mixed with sugar, mixed with wine,
butter
and eggs. And flour. It's just weird. It's very bland, and all you taste really is the wine and butter.
I picked this one out because I thought it sounded cool, you know.
Yeah,
potato
we can
cakes.
Blame him for this one.
It's got butter, it's got sugar. I overlooked the wine part and none of the spices. I was hoping it had cinnamon and nutmeg in it too, but it has nothing.
So here's the receipt, word for word. Potato cake. Boil potatoes, peel and pound them. Add yolks of eggs, wine, and melted butter. Work with flour into paste. Shape as you please. Bake and pour over them melted butter, wine, and sugar. So there's no cinnamon in this. There's no nutmeg. No. Anyway, there's nothing in here except wine. And I was so tempted to add something to it, but I said, you know what? No. I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to make it exactly like how it said, because I'm sure someone 200 plus years ago did that too. Exactly how it says. And we're going to try it out. And yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah.
I would give this a 3 out of 10, but we'll see what Ron says. Ron has not tried these yet.
Yet. I'm getting ready to.
I mean, maybe if you're one of those people that loves wine in a crazy way, like you could pour over your pancakes in the morning, maybe you would like this.
And we used the white wine.
Yeah, we used white wine. It didn't say what kind of wine to use, but I figured if I added red wine, it would just make the dish look unappetizing.
Disgusting.
Yeah, it would make it look really bad. So I assume that they probably were implying a white wine.
I guess if you want red potato cakes, use the red wine. If you want brown potato cakes,
with a sauce
because there's brown potatoes and there's red potatoes.
With a sauce that kind of looks like blood.
All right, well, I'm gonna get me one of these.
Okay, and before you eat it, this has to be eaten with a sauce.
Should I try it plain first or after?
Yeah, sure. Try it plain, and then we'll try it with this sauce that I made up on Early American.
Yeah, if you guys want to see this being made and all the other meals that we eat here on Frontier Patriot Review, please go to our main page. That is Early American. Over there we cook it.
And here we eat it.
That's right.
And guess what? The cat took my spot.
Meow meow. Hey.
Okay, where am I supposed to sit now? I guess I'll just stand here.
Yeah, stand up. Alright, so, observation number 1. It's warm.
The texture is good.
It looks pretty. It's spongy. It's squishy.
The texture is very, very good. It's a really nice cookie.
Okay, it's like very plain mashed potatoes.
It tastes like you baked mashed potatoes, except there's no...
Yeah, there's no salt or pepper in it like regular mashed potatoes. But it's got like this waffle... It's hard to explain. It's like a cross between a waffle, like funnel cake, but not sweetened, but like the texture is what I'm getting. I feel like I'm eating a very plain waffle.
Well, you know what? We have maple syrup here.
Well, let me try the sauce first.
We might have to try to doctor this up later because it's so plain.
Now, I don't taste any wine in this, but let me see if it comes out in this.
Okay, and the sauce.
Oh, whoa.
The sauce has 3 ingredients in it. Butter, sugar, wine.
All right.
1796 potato cakes.
Ooh.
Ugh. No.
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 The wine. Ugh. So, ugh. How do I explain this? It got buried in the flour and the potatoes, but in that, it's like you just mixed it because that's what we did. That is
It's
yeah.
just a weird combination.
What is their obsession with wine? I don't get it.
Yeah, they put
It's not a cure-all.
alcohol in so many desserts.
I need something to drink.
But here's the thing, we're a little bit biased because I do not like wine.
I don't either.
Yeah, so that, there you go.
But still, I mean...
But still...
Plain butter would have been fine.
You people out there that like wine, would you seriously pour wine on your mashed potatoes, though?
Now, is this supposed to be a savory dessert or a sweet dessert? Because you said...
Excellent question. Okay, so... I think that this is meant to be both. I think that they made the sauce separately instead of adding sugar to the batter because they wanted it to be the kind of dish that you could eat for breakfast if you don't want something sweet, or if someone at the table doesn't like sweet dishes, they could still snack on it. But if you like it sweet, you could pour the sauce over it. And also, it lasts longer without the sauce on it, so that could have been another reason why they kept the sauce separate, so these would have kept in your kitchen for a week or so. Because once you introduce that moisture to it, it gets moldy, it gets soggy, bad texture.
Right.
But they had sweets back then. They had sweet cakes. This is just not one of them. It's just... I got my seat back. For some reason, the cat left.
I guess he took a button off or something. Because that was on there.
Are you kidding me? The cat took your button?
Unless I lost it earlier, but...
That's a pewter button. We can't afford to lose it.
Thanks, Mish Mish.
Mish Mish, where's the button?
He's be pooping silver because he probably ate it.
It's pewter.
Cat eats everything and he poops so much.
Oh man.
And he farts.
This cat poops. This cat's butt is a scary place. I mean, for a cat, I'm actually really impressed almost by how much poop comes out of this thing.
Also, there was a very lovely lady who knitted us some cat butt with a tail and a butthole coasters. Those are pretty cool. Thank you.
Yeah, we got in the mail cat butt coasters. I don't have them here to show, but thank you for them.
And we have something else to tell them about that we don't have here to show in the cabin.
Oh, yes.
But we're going to insert this picture.
Yes, and we'll insert a picture. So, Ron and I are engaged. And normally normally when people get engaged, they get engagement photos. Well, I didn't want to do that. I wanted something that was gonna last a lifetime. Like something you can pass on to next generations. And so I wanted a painting. I wanted an engagement portrait. And back in the day, in the time period that we portray, it was very common to paint newlywed couples or even to have engaged couples painted. So I thought it's just such a charming idea.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a friend in St. Genevieve. Her name is Allie, and she is a master painter. She works with watercolors. Hey! Come for another button, huh?
Yeah.
And she's actually really well known. She's been in the New York Times, and she's been on the cover of so many magazines, I can't even tell you. Don't give him that.
Well, keep him busy.
No, he can't eat that. Not even we want to eat that.
It makes the poop side out.
No, the cat can't eat no potatoes. And so I asked her if she could do it. This is not her usual style, but she loved the idea. And in the center is a tree. It's two trees interwoven with each other. I picked that out because it symbolizes two people coming together into one. And yeah, she took a picture of us and then she painted it from the picture. She does hyper realistic portraits. I asked her not to make it super realistic this time, and so she kind of went halfway, but I adore it.
It's very nice painting.
That is an heirloom. It's my favorite thing that I own. I mean, it's the kind of thing that you pass down to your kids and then your grandkids, and then they look at it when you're an old person and they say, "Mom, you used to have no wrinkles, and you used to your your neck used to be here and not here, and your hair used to be dark and not gray, and all that. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hang it in our parlor one day when we have our house built. We're gonna hang it above our fireplace in our living room.
It'd be very nice.
Yes.
Hey, I have an idea.
Okay.
Could you pass me the nutmeg and cinnamon?
Oh.
I'm gonna try to make this edible because I'm hungry.
You want to doctor this up? Okay, let's do it.
As much as I love the butter, the wine. Ugh.
Also, there isn't really any other flavor to compete with that. So maybe if you added some kind of seasoning. This is cinnamon, and that's our nutmeg gun.
It looks like a very early.
That's a lot of nutmeg. You know, you can actually get high off of nutmeg.
Well, yeah, look at John Townsend.
Oh.
That guy's crazy.
No. Wow, that's.
One more.
This man is making a sandwich.
The tower of pancakes.
For the very first time.
Potato cakes.
For the very first time in history.
We have
potato
syrup.
Cake.
Any maple syrup?
Sandwich.
Oh yes, there we go.
We have maple syrup here. Trying to make this thing more edible.
Yeah.
And while he does that, I'm gonna fix myself some tea. I already put honey at the bottom of this.
There, doesn't that look so much better? Looks like a little stack of pancakes. But they're potato cakes.
That does look good. It looks like sugar cookies that...
And they do look like sugar cookies, don't they?
Yeah, it does.
Let's see here.
Let's see if it's more edible.
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
Really?
Yeah. Would you like a bite?
Yeah, let me try.
I mean, it's not a 10, but it's brought up to a 5 from a 1. I'm giving these a 1, by the way.
But if you put maple syrup on any dessert, it makes it taste so much better, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's way better.
I give these a 1.
Oh, 10?
Nothing towards you. The texture, I give a 10, and the look, I give a 10. The taste, I give a 1.
Yeah. Tastes okay with the maple syrup, but all I'm tasting is the maple syrup. So it's really a review for the syrup more than anything.
There's really no taste to these.
Yeah. Well, since I'm not eating, I'm gonna use my fork to stir my tea. Have you ever seen someone stir tea with a fork? Neither have I.
Well, you don't have another one?
No, I'm fine.
Do it for the people. Do it.
Just plain?
Sure. They want your official review. She's sick again. Wait, hey, where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Ah, help me! Help me! Ah, get up!
I don't like these. No. Tastes like I'm eating survival food.
Yeah, there you go.
Just food for the sake of food, calories for the sake of calories. There's no taste besides wine and
just eat air.
Mashed potatoes. There are no calories in there.
Hey, I have a question for y'all out there.
Oh.
So, as you know, last week we talked about Pioneer Days that's coming up on May 6th and 7th here in St. Genevieve. We're looking for some demonstrators.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is a particular request. Does anybody know of anybody that does early American style pottery, not modern style? I'm talking redware with the red clay.
Yeah. Or any kind of historic pottery.
Any kind of historic pottery that are...
and you can sell your stuff.
Yeah, you can sell your stuff.
At Pioneer Days.
They don't have to be fancy smancy. You know, the more primitive, the better. Just as long as it's along the historical lines.
Yeah.
So if you guys could drop a name or a link of somebody, we're having a hard time trying to find somebody that does pottery, that kicks the wheel.
Yeah, so if you're a vendor and you want to sell your pottery at Pioneer Days, contact us. Pioneer Days is in May.
But we would prefer a demonstrator over somebody just sells.
Okay.
But you can sell your stuff, but We want somebody there to work the play.
Yeah, and please don't give us names of someone who lives in Michigan or Virginia.
Because they're not going to come all the way.
We know from experience, like, whenever we contact these people, they look at us like we're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to drive all the way to Missouri for your little event. And I don't blame them, honestly.
So this request is for all you who live in Missouri and Illinois.
Yeah, or if someone who's actually willing to come down, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pioneer Days, that is Ron's event, Candy's event, and my event.
Yep.
And it's at...
It's everybody's event.
Yeah,
whole town's event.
It's our event, though. We put it on, and it's in St. Genevieve, Missouri. It's a full weekend in May. This is going to be the 3rd annual one coming up. And Ron will put a flyer up. He'll also post in the community tab. I posted a flyer in my community tab as well a few days ago. And it's free, so come on down if you want to see the town. We will be there. I think I'm going to do a washerwoman demonstration. I think that's what I'll do.
And I'm going to be splitting logs. We're going to make we're going to build a fence. Candy needs a fence around the cabin there she's got. And so we're going to, whatever we split, we're going to leave for a fence there. But, hey, speaking of community, thank you, everybody. We got over 55,000 subscribers now on Frontier Patriot, which is crazy. I never thought it would get this much. And then we almost got 900,000 on Early Americans. So thank you.
Thank you. You know what I think when I hear that number? I think 900,000 friends.
Yes.
That's amazing. Thank you. My whole life I've only ever had no more than 2 friends. So thanks. Really appreciate it. And once we hit 1 million subscribers, Ron and I are going to do a thank you dance video.
Oh, yeah. Just gotta learn how to do that.
Yes.
That's hard.
So we picked out an 18th century dance from the early 18th century.
The Alamandre.
But one that was popular for many social classes for a very long time. And it's between 2 people, usually a man and a woman. And we're going to do it for you all once we hit 1 million subscribers. So if you want to see us humiliate ourselves, click subscribe.
Yes, tell a friend, tell your grandma, your aunt,
get your pet cat to subscribe to our channel, whatever it takes so we can
make a fake account, subscribe, make another fake account, subscribe, whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, that would be really cool if we hit 1 million. That'd be amazing.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I think eventually. It's just a matter of, will it take 6 months or will it take 6 years? I don't know. But eventually we'll hit it and we'll dance.
Speaking of dancing, we have a video up here on Frontier Patriot we put up 2 weeks ago. It's an extended version of Ron doing the disco. You guys remember a couple chats back, we were talking about a dance that we went to, and I said I like the boogie, and I was doing the disco.
He likes to boogie.
Doing the, as people call it, the Ron Travolta impression, like John Travolta from Saturday Night Live, or Saturday Night Fever.
1820 meets 1975.
But you can only see it if you are a member of Frontier Patriot. It's just an easy way to help support us here on the channel.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to do more behind the scenes things for the members and give them funny stuff like that. I do have a whole collection of some blooper stuff I might put out because that'd be kind of funny, I think.
Yeah.
And that's just for members only to see.
Yep, and that's on YouTube.
Yep.
So Ron and I, we do not accept sponsorships.
Nope.
And because of that, we lose out on half of our potential earnings as on YouTube. We
get emails for electric bikes, Tupperware, 10 sheeting, whatever else.
A lot of electric bikes, video games.
It's like, it has nothing to do with history.
It has nothing to do with history. Now, I like playing video games, but I haven't done it in a while. But the problem is that if I insert in the middle of a video of me cooking, oh yes, here's add the salt and pepper. Boom! You want to buy 100% cotton bed sheets?
Sunday.
Go to this website. Yeah, it's gonna completely ruin my videos. And I don't want to do that to you all, so we lose out on half of our potential earnings. Yes. So we are paupers. But if you guys want to become members on YouTube, appreciate that.
Some people like those emoji things. We made some custom little emojis. There's like a spoon, Justine's signature weapon. And
tricorn.
Yeah, there's a tricorn hat. There's a cannon. There's a chickie. There's a bake oven, Dutch oven, a flag, a couple other things that are unique. So that's just a way.
Yeah. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, we still love you.
Yeah.
It's okay. If you don't want to do it, then the punishment is one of these potato cakes.
Yeah, make sure you guys make these.
Yeah.
And let us know if you like them. And let us know if you have another version of them. Make that one and then be like, what could I do to make this better?
Yes, I know that you're probably thinking they're going to be like potato rolls.
No.
They're not.
It's like a waffle on the inside. It's got holes inside it. It's spongy. If you put this in a waffle thing, you would not know, I don't think.
Really?
As long as you got the potatoes mashed up really well.
Yeah.
It would be the same consistency.
So if you are into culinary history and mad science experiments, or if there's someone that you just really don't like and you want to treat them, make this. I mean, it's made up of pretty simple ingredients. The most complicated thing is you have to buy wine.
The most expensive thing you like is eggs, apparently.
Oh yeah, apparently eggs. Oh, and that's another thing. Our chickens have been laying eggs like crazy.
Oh yeah, we're getting like 5 a day out of the 6 hens. That's pretty good.
That is really good. Now, some people think that chickens don't lay eggs in winter.
That's false.
They
obviously do.
Yeah, they do lay eggs in winter. They just lay less. So instead of getting 1 egg a day, you'll get maybe 1 every other day. Or 1 every day and a half or something like that. So they do lay, they just lay less. And it's because there's less sunlight. And chickens lay more eggs when they get more sunlight. I think it has to do with their breeding, and they don't want to have chicks in the dead of winter because they're not as likely to survive.
Right.
So they're made to have chicks in summertime, which is smart, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I think we're overdue for a VIP tour of our chicken coop.
So follow us over to the chicken coop.
Welcome to MTV Cribs Chicken Coop Edition. Follow me to my crib. This baby can house 50 chickies, but right now we only have 7. Come on inside, make yourself at home, take your shoes off, grab yourself something to drink. Yeah, these are the nesting boxes up here. King size beds for a chicken. Water. Fresh water for the chickies. And now if you look behind you, now we have the state-of-the-art deluxe chicken ladder. Limited edition. Only 3 existing in the United States, and we have one here, baby. Now that is the chicken runoff, you could call it. Now here we have our bodyguard, Edmund, all the way from England, and he protects the chickies. I pay him by the hour, very expensive, but so far so good, it's working great. So thank you guys for touring my chicken crib. I really appreciate it. Peace.
Well, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed the chicken coop. That was pretty cool. For those of you who didn't get the reference, MTV Cribs, that was a 2000 thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our little spoof on it. What is it, cat?
Our cat meows non-stop.
Yeah, shoot.
He's the most neediest cat. It's non-stop. Actually, he was really quiet during this video compared to normal.
I know. I thought maybe he's already outside because at the beginning he was loud. Then he just kind of shut up.
Yeah, I've never had a cat that meows this much.
There's a big snowstorm coming.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
5 to 10 inches here in Missouri, they're saying.
St. Genevieve has we're in the purple. There's like purple, lavender, blue, baby blue, white.
Oh my.
And the purple is the worst stuff. So it's going to be pretty nasty out there.
If you guys live in an area that gets snow, please be safe.
Hey, before we go, I got 3 what happened this week in history. for our This Is What Happened in History Week
Okay,
segment.
What do you got, Ron?
So this week it is John Hancock's birthday. He turned 286 years old. John Hancock was the first and largest signer of the Declaration of Independence, and he was also technically the first president, but it was of the Congress before we had a president.
1730 something?
1737, I believe, is when he was born. So yeah, 286 years old.
Wow.
He's an old fart. Let's see.
Yeah, I'd say that there's old fart and then there's dirt. He's dirt.
And while we're talking about birthdays, happy birthday to Michigan. Today is your birthday. You became the 26th state to join the Union. Okay. Also, a bit forward in our history here, from our time period in 1848, a guy way out in Sacramento finds gold, therefore starting the gold rush, which a lot of people went out there and made a fortune and lost a fortune.
The 1840s.
1840s.
So that's when the gold rush started out in California.
And I got one more. It's a big one. And it happens to do with Missouri, Tennessee, Illinois, and actually most of the eastern side of the United States. In 1811, in December, a series of earthquakes started here called the New Madrid earthquakes. And I believe there were 4 big ones. And today, or this week, the third one happened, which was 8.0. And it was felt all the way up to Boston and Canada and out to the Rocky Mountains.
It's a big earthquake.
And the fourth of the whole series happened in February, I think on February 7th in 1812. And that's when the Mississippi ran backwards for 3 days. And that officially created the lake that we know today. It's called Reelfoot Lake. And I've been there. I used to go there as a kid a lot with my family and go fishing. So the whole valley or town, whatever you want to call it back then, it's now underwater.
Where's that lake at? What state?
It's in Tennessee. You go down to the Boot Hill of Missouri and you hit into Tennessee.
So there was an earthquake that was so strong it made the Mississippi River run backwards.
And that final earthquake in February, that was 8.2, I believe.
Whoa.
That's a big deal. That's a big one.
And you know what? I thought that it would have a really high casualty, but it didn't.
Well, it's hard.
No one knows exactly for sure how many people died, but from what I read, it's thought that the people that lived out there in the prairie and the boondocks and just kind of like where we're at, they mostly had 1-story houses. They weren't wealthy people.
And they were probably cabins.
Yeah, and they were probably cabins, so they were less likely to fall on your head and cause serious harm.
I think where people got killed was water and the ground shearing, because they said the ground split apart so bad. And then they also created a waterfall in the Mississippi during this too. There was a temporary waterfall in the Mississippi.
Wow.
I don't know how that's possible, but that's just what I read. But so I think a lot of the deaths came from water and maybe the ground doing its thing. But
there's no official death toll. There's no one knows how many people died because they didn't keep records as well as we do now of the population in every single area, and then no one went after and said, "Hey, your grandma died after that." Like no one really recorded it. So
well, even today, that area is kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of farm fields down there in that area. It's not a city or nothing like that. So even back then, it probably would have been where?
Yeah, where? What happened?
Like when you tell people we're from St. Genevieve, they say, "Where's that at?"
Yeah. So anyway, a last thing to say is a lot of people ask me what kind of tea I drink. I mentioned it a couple of videos ago, and when you email me, I'll answer your questions. But it's Numi brand, and it is the matcha toasted rice.
Matcha.
Yeah, the matcha toasted rice. So it's a green tea, and it has toasted rice in it. It's a tea bag. Tea bag, if you can see that. And I buy this wholesale, so I buy it in a huge case, 100 bags, because it's way cheaper that way, and I have 2 to 4 cups of it a day, and I've been having that for years. I really, really love it. So anyone that was just curious, what is my favorite kind of tea? If you want to try it, it's the Numi brand matcha toasted rice.
You said matcha. The only thing it's stuck in my head now. The Macho Man. Macho Man.
That is completely unrelated.
Macho Man.
And Ron is
sounds
drinking
like
coffee.
Yeah. Apparently, I've had too much coffee.
Well, this tea will make you a macho man. It's very healthy for you.
Well, hey, we're gonna hop off here. I gotta get splitting some wood for that storm that's coming through.
Oh, right.
So y'all have a good rest of the week. Be safe. We love you. Thank you so much for watching and supporting us. And we'll see you next Wednesday.
We'll see you. Take care, guys.
Bye bye.